So from Venom doing whatever he's doing in this intro right here to the nameplate drama with Sue Storm's new dessert skin and a lot of confusion going around with how exactly to do some of the challenges in the event to get a lot of the free coins that Netease promised everyone. There's a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into it. YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Father Dark. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. If you're one of those people that say, oh, I didn't have friends or family to celebrate with, that's not true, because if you're here on this channel, then you have both of them. You got the best kind. You got gamer friends and family. Those are the best kinds right there. But like I said in the intro, let's go ahead and get into the video. So a lot of people were asking me to talk about the anniversary event that's going on. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Yesterday I was playing Arc Raiders for the little bit of time I did have before the family festivities and stuff like that went down for Thanksgiving. But I was keeping track of what was going on, heard a lot of people's different complaints, and was paying attention on social media. I just logged in myself to kind of check it out. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the aspect of the having to join, like, and have like some type of friends group or captains. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't really understand exactly how that works and like all the different, complexities and specifications behind what needs to happen. I've heard people saying that like you have to have like team captains, and if you join a group, then you can't leave that group or something until whatever is done, et cetera, et cetera. But right before making this video, I saw that Netease had made a statement on Twitter saying that they were going to kind of like revamp the challenges and stuff like that and kind of change some stuff. I'm pretty sure it's still going to require friends or you like grouping up with people to play with them or whatever the case is. But I think they said that they're going to change it, whatever a lot of the issues were, that they're going to make them a little bit more simplified or whatever the case is. Nonetheless, though, I do think it's funny, though, because it's kind of like Netease was like, listen, y'all want some of these free coins? We're about to make you do the thing that is probably the most hardest for a lot of gamers to do. A lot of you are antisocial, which is make friends. To me personally, I believe it's only like, what, 600 tokens or something like that you're getting. It's not so much that I really care. Honestly, I probably just spent more than that on the Red Bull that I'm sipping on right now, trying to recuperate from last night. But the thing is that I know a lot of people, they do want those coins, and I fully understand that. Me personally, like I said, I would rather just pay the $5 or $6 to get the equivalent of those coins for a skin that I do need. There's not anything that they've really been releasing lately that I've personally cared enough to where it's like, oh, I just got to have this skin. And I'm not saying that matters for anyone else. It's just more of a personal preference thing. The skins they have coming out right now, like the candy gumdrop princess skins and stuff, not really my style. I was more of a swimsuit guy. I like a lot of like the more futuristic skins, the classic skins and stuff, or skins that are more closer to like the comic book accurate skins. That's more what gets me to open my wallet up. But like I said, I know there's a lot of other people out there that want those skins. So if that is something that you're having a hard time with, which is finding friends and people to play with, I recommend joining the Discord. We do giveaways at the beginning of the season, and we do them mid-season, which are pretty straightforward. I usually pick people through like a random number or something like that. You post a random number in the giveaway section. I let ChatGPT guess the number, and then you get to pick whatever skin it is that you want. We have customs every night where people play with each other. It's a very non-toxic environment. A lot of people that just need people to play ranked with, whether you're on console, PC. You can be anywhere from bronze to plat to top 500. You're going to be able to find people. And if you're just looking to actually genuinely make friends, because this isn't the kind of server where you got thousands of people in there, and I mean, we do have thousands of people. What I'm saying is, though, is it's not the kind of server like a lot of times, like if you were to go to the actual Marvel Rivals server, you would find somebody to play with. You guys would play your couple of matches. You'd never talk to each other again, and that would be the end of it. In our server, people actually come in there every single day. A lot of times they spend more time in there than they do with their actual IRL friends and family members and stuff like that. So outside of this event, and even for stuff in the future, if you're one of those kind of people where you just kind of sit back, you're not very social, you kind of play the game by yourself and have to deal with randoms a lot of times, because we all know that's hell within itself. So if you're trying to stop having to deal with all that, recommend you joining the server. Not to mention, I pull people out from the server a lot of times to be in videos, to give their opinions and be able to share my platform with me and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of different reasons, but especially for this event, it's going to be far easier for you to find people to help you be able to play these matches with and actually stay in contact and communication with them daily, if you were in the server. So like I said, getting that out of the way, let's talk about the timed coins and stuff. A lot of people have been complaining about this, about saying that the new coins, they're timed. I believe it says that they're only around for what it says 19 days at this point, 14 hours. for purchasing items in the store. That I don't really know how I feel about that, because anytime that we've had free coins in the past, there was no like limited time for them. You just had them, and you could have them. On one hand, though, or on the other hand, I feel like that this game probably gives away more stuff than any game that I've ever played. Now, there might be a game that you play that gives away a bunch of stuff all the time, but especially for free-to-play games, giving away their main currency in so many different ways, whether it's like, through events like this, or with the battle pass, where once you finish the battle pass, all the grinding that basically most games, once you finish the battle pass, there's nothing else left to do. But in this game, you keep stacking up the currency and all that kind of stuff, and they actually allow you to trade in. Every time you get like a 1,000 worth of the battle pass currency after you've completed it, you get 100 of the coins. And most times I end up getting, like, by the time the season's over and done with, even when I'm not playing this game every single day, I get anywhere from like 600 to 1,000 of those currencies, or or the blue currency that's in the game and stuff like that. I usually end up getting a skin or two just off of that by itself. So to me, I kind of feel like maybe they're trying to kind of cut their losses a little bit when it comes to giving away so much free stuff, because at the end of the day, this is a free to play game, and that is the only way they have to make money. This isn't like other games where, because nowadays a lot of games, even though they're not free to play, they still implement some type of like paid, aspect into the game. Like right now I'm playing Arc Raiders a lot when I'm not playing Rivals. And even though the game costs $40 or whatever, they still make you pay for pretty much everything else. Like you pretty much just got the game. And yeah, they gave you like an initial free battle pass and stuff that didn't really have much in it that I personally cared about or anything. But if you want some of like the better skins and stuff like that, you're gonna have to end up paying for them. I mean, they do kind of have like some stuff from events, and there's like one really cool skin you can get from just playing the game. But the thing is, though, is that in most games like that, they would have cosmetics that are already in there that are cool that you would be able to unlock. But like I said, a lot of games like, Arc Raiders, COD, a lot of these games, that they're charging you for the premium experience of like playing the game. But then they also have like the free to play model built in, where it's like, oh, well, now you're going to have to like pay for these skins or get this currency or whatever the case is. So I kind of feel like I kind of understand it from both sides, but I still don't really know how I feel about timing a currency. So that, I don't know, but I am curious to know what you all think in the comments about that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't really like that. And for me personally, I'm probably not going to see anything, because I've seen most of the skins that'll be coming out pretty soon by the time that this would end in the next 19 days. And I highly doubt there's going to be anything, like I said, from the bubblegum princess lineup that's going to really be having me out here, just rushing to the store to pick anything up. Now, that's going to bring me to the third point that I want to talk about, is the whole thing with Venom. I don't know what's going on with Venom in this game. I mean, it was kind of funny at first, but now it's like, what are we doing with Venom here? Like, you got Venom like twerking in like a see-through, little like skirt or whatever you want to call it, the little thing ballerinas wear. And I don't know, man. It's kind of becoming like a meme at this point. And like, is Brock even in there anymore? Like, is my guy Eddie even in there anymore? Because it just kind of seems like it's just Venom at this point, and he's kind of just letting it all out for everybody. And the thing is, though, is that I'm never one to get offended by pixels on a screen. That's never happened. A lot of times I would get these skins in other games where your interactions with your enemies are more direct. An example would be Call of Duty, right? A lot of times I'd see a skin that was like kind of like this Venom skin, and I would immediately think to myself, like, I'm not really interested, moving on. But then I would see so many people raging in the comments going, what is this? This is not Fortnite. Why are they doing this? If I get deleted by somebody wearing that skin or a skin like that, I'm gonna uninstall the game and never play, or rage so hard or whatever. And it would cause me to want to get the skin just to troll the people, because even though I personally didn't care about the skin or like it, the fact that I knew that it triggered the player base so bad, and the fact that you had proximity chat and could do these really disrespectful finishing moves and stuff on people, it really encouraged me to want to get it. But in this game, it's very different from something like COD, where it's like you can wear any skin and you're going to be equal to any other player. But in this game, if I get a skin like that and I just do it to like trigger people, one, I'm not really going to know, because I'm not going to be able to hear them interacting with me through proximity chat or anything. Yeah, they can text you in chat or something, but it just doesn't hold the same weight as when you're actually like hearing people complaining about something while you're finishing them or interrogating them or whatever the case is, like in the game or something. And two, like, I play to win, so like I only play characters that I feel like are going to help me actually win in a situation. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there like, oh, Venom's great. That's all fine and dandy, but half the time, like, I'm having to play various stuff to mix and match, like to be able to like I said, win the match or whatever. It's not a situation of like, oh, I'm just about to play only Venom for the rest of the week, because if I do that most of the time, it's going to end up putting me in lobbies with people where they don't even want to play DPS or support, but everybody wants to play tank now or something, right? That's just kind of the way this game works. When you want to lock in and play a specific role, Netease is going to start giving you lobbies with everything except that particular role. You're gonna mess around. If you want to play tank, you're gonna mess around and load in, and it's gonna be nothing but tank players and one dude that wants to go DPS or something, forcing you to have to play support. And if you wanted to play support, it would be, you know, the inverse of that, right? So now, last thing that I want to cover though before I finish this video up is this drama around the Sue Storm nameplate issue. Now, with this, what's interesting about it is that I saw this first and I didn't really pay any attention when I first saw it, simply because it came from like Marvel Rival, one of the Marvel Rivals leaks channels. I don't think it was XOX. I think it was like actually like Marvel Rivals leaks or something like that. I could be wrong, but that's just where I saw it at first. And when I first saw it, I just kind of glanced at it, scrolled past it, whatever. But then I started seeing it pop up over and over again, and I noticed that they had Sue Storm's, you know, let's say her desserts were hanging out. Right. At first, I was just kind of like, well, this is probably his AI or something. I mean, with the way AI is now, like, I have to question everything and just assume that everything I'm seeing is fake until I get it verified from a source or something. And people were really getting upset about this because they were sitting back and they were just kind of like, basically, there's levels to like gooning, and Rivals always kind of kept it classy with the level of gooning. You know, they had like the swimsuit, line that they did, which is nothing that's too crazy. A lot of games do swimsuit skins and stuff like that, and nothing that they had. A lot of their swimsuit skins honestly were pretty modest. That they would usually kind of like add stuff to it other than just throwing them in a one piece and saying, you know, keeping it pushing or whatever, or just a bikini or something. And like I said, most of the skins were pretty modest and stuff. But with this banner, this just kind of seemed outright just straight up kind of like one of those like mobile gooner type games, right? Where they just have no class whatsoever. And people were getting upset about that, and they were taking it personal, and they were just kind of saying that now they were kind of going overboard with it. And you couple that with like the whole Venom, you know, the emote and stuff, and how they were saying that they were just trying to basically take it off the deep end with like the gooning and stuff. And then come to find out that this actually, when it was the leak, it didn't have the banner around it. Like the banner meaning like the frame that goes around the nameplate. So we were only seeing, no pun intended, like the naked version of this nameplate. And then when people saw it with the border around it, this part was covered up. But the thing is, though, is that people were saying, well, why is it there? And the thing is that devs have to, like, when they do stuff like this, they have to draw off the whole entire thing, right? It's kind of like if they make a character, they'll have to more than likely make like the actual body to the character and then put clothes and outfits and stuff on it, instead of like making them with like the outfits like attached. And I'm assuming that's kind of how that works. But especially when they're drawing stuff like this, they have to draw it out. Now, the thing is, though, is that people are saying, well, regardless of the fact that there was like the banner that goes around it, and we weren't seeing that because it was a leaked version, it didn't have the banner, but once you see it in game, it's actually covered up. The point is that why did they do that to begin with and put her in that position and then take the time to draw that, you know, her desserts when you didn't need to put those there? You know, it's very like kind of confusing. And, you know, my thing is that it's a situation where gooning sells. It works. I've talked about this before, right? Like, when you make a game and aesthetically it is not very pleasing, it's hard to look at, characters are just kind of rough around the edges, it's really going to play into how successful the game is. Now, you have exceptions to everything. You look at something like, I think Arc Raiders is a good example. Arc Raiders has a very interesting art design where everyone is probably as ugly as humanly possible in that game. I'm just being real with you here. Everyone just looks like they actually live in a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, a lot of like the characters that you see people rocking are people that are like senior citizens. They're missing hair completely on the top part of their head. Those are actually like things they've been giving out updates is like a bald cut, you know, like, and it's very, very weird to me how, not weird to me, but it's very interesting how a game like Arc Raiders, because the game is so good, you don't need any gooning aspects of it. But I can't lie and say that once you put goonified characters and skins and stuff in games, that people don't rush to the game. There's times where people that don't even play this game might load in and say, oh, they got this swimsuit skin for Mantis, I like that, boom, I'm gonna get that. And that's no differently than me for if you play off of like nostalgia, right? In Fortnite, they added all the original OG Power Ranger skins. And as someone who was a child when that show came out, it's really hard for me not to load into the game and just buy all the Power Ranger skins and then dip out, even though I don't really play Fortnite except every now and again with my son when he asks me to. And now my wife, now she plays with him as well a lot of times. So, you know, the point I'm making is that there's different things that appeal to different people. And while you don't need a game to be gooned out to be successful, It definitely does not hurt. It only helps a lot of times. And I'm pretty sure because I know this is a NetEase game, but it's Marvel IP, and Marvel doesn't mess around. As much money as they've invested into the Marvel IP, and it is much of an aspect of how much money they make every year, whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, comics, whatever, right? Well, the comics is different. That's a different part, but you get what I'm saying, right? This is one of their main things next to like Star Wars and stuff, and their actual Disney and Pixar movies that brings in a very large amount of money for them every single year. So if you honestly think that they aren't sitting there having to confirm every little thing, that they're not going to just let a game, just because you give a game access to your IP does not mean the game can do anything and depict your characters in a certain way that you wouldn't be comfortable with them being depicted. Marvel is definitely having a say so in every single thing that is going on, and you have to be super naive to think that's not the case. So, like I said, when they do stuff like this, there's somebody from Disney that's sitting back going, yeah, we approve and we're okay with that, right? And I think they're teetering that line and just kind of seeing like exactly how far they can go before the game becomes like a joke, kind of like I said, one of those games, like I don't know how you pronounce it. No one ever tells me in the comments, even though I bring it up all the time. But it's like Nike or Nike or something like that. It's Nikke. It's like a mobile type of game with like these anime chicks that snipe, but you only ever see them from the backside, and they always have like these really over exaggerated physics, and it's not really, I highly doubt anyone's playing it because it's genuinely a good sniping game. It's really just like, how many different characters can we see these jiggle physics on, right? And I feel like that's kind of like that thin line that Marvel Rivals is kind of working on there, right? Where people aren't actually playing the game, they're just coming in here just to see cheeks. And I'm a simple man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anytime that you put the cheeks on a skin, right? Like the new Wanda skin, the new Widow skin, I'm sold. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I mean? I'd be sitting here doing you all a disservice and lying straight to your internet faces if I said anything different, right? But at the same time, though, like I said, why do I need that in the nameplate? I think the nameplate's a little excessive. Why does Sue need to be in that pose? A little excessive. Like, what are we doing here? There's gooning with class, and there's just, you completely gooned out, brother. You need to talk to somebody. And I think whoever made that nameplate, he's right there on that line where it's like, man, maybe you probably need to just step outside, touch grass for a little bit, brother. There's levels to it, and yours is like on a whole different one, right? We're not even in ballparks anymore. We're in a different universe of gooned out. So, that's just me personally, though. But I am interested to hear what you all think about the event, what your gripes are, your complaints and stuff. And like I said, too, in the beginning of the video, do not forget that if you are looking for people to play with and you're needing help with some of the challenges and stuff like that, the ones where you need to actually like interact with other people to be able to complete them, feel free to join the Discord. That is a completely non-toxic place. I do not play that. Every now and again, people do join in, and they like to try to bring some of the toxicity from the outside world into our Discord, and they immediately get shown where the door is. I used to try to even talk to people, but now it's kind of like a no, I don't even deal with that anymore. You just get one light warning maybe, and then you get banned. So like I said, you don't have to worry about coming in there and having people talk down to you or clown you or anything like that. We do not allow that. We do not tolerate that. The people that are in there are all adults that know how to handle themselves and know how to interact with other human beings and stuff like that on a respectable level and treat others the way that they want to be treated. So we'd love to have you in there, and not just for this event only, but as well as like customs, where a lot of people have said that they have learned so much from playing with so many different levels of players and stuff like that on a daily basis, to where it's helped them rank up a lot faster than they would normally. And like I said, people being able to actually have other people to play rank with consistently, that you kind of like are able to build a level of rapport with. So definitely go ahead and click that link in the description and join up on that. And for anything else, the giveaways that we do. I love to give back to the community and the people that watch my videos. I'm in there regularly, so I love to come in and just talk to people, learn a lot. I'm always really surprised by all the different people that come together through watching my content and stuff, whether it be doctors, lawyers, artists for DC and Marvel, just all types of stuff that's in there. I'm never ceased to being amazed as to who all is in there and stuff like that you just think are like, oh, this is just some guy that plays a really good Black Widow or something. Come to find out he's actually an artist for DC or something. So like I said, definitely want to see you all in there. That's all I got for this video, though. I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do appreciate you all for listening. I'm Father Dark, and I'll catch you on the next one.